How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Flesh and Blood video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today, we have some news to talk about. I recently just saw that James White had posted this brand new article on the official Flesh and Blood website. All I know is that it's about traps, and I have seen the trap. It's insane. We'll talk about that as we go, but I want to give a shout out to Bryn from the Banished Zone because I saw her tweet about it. She posted the tweet like almost right as this went up, and I saw it. I was like, oh, I need to check this out. And once I saw some things, I was like, I need to talk about it. So let's talk about it. It's all about traps, and it's called Watch Your Step. And I think we do have. Well, so we'll see. I don't know all the information here. I've only seen the trap, and I know that this is about traps. Hopefully they talk about how they're fixing traps, because traps, I was literally making a video called These Cards Suck, because they suck. The original traps are some of the worst cards in the game, and it's because of how you have to play them. So, all right, so this says, watch your step, and here's some of those bad traps that I just talked about. When designing Outsiders, we wanted to revisit traps to differentiate the two Rangers that featured in the product. That makes sense, and also because they offer a natural shared flavor that sits well within the Ranger Assassin hybrid cards. Interesting. So does that mean we're going to have Ranger Assassin hybrid traps? Alright, let's continue. The problem was, we just couldn't get traps to a state of playability. Yeah, they suck. With the hardwired condition that had to be played from Arsenal. Yeah, that's why they're so bad. They're so bad because you can only play them from Arsenal. And as a defensive card, it makes them terrible because Flesh and Blood, you draw your cards at the end of your turn, right? So at the end of your turn, you draw your hand, and if you draw a trap, you can't play it against your opponent because it can only be played from Arsenal. So as a defensive card, you have to wait a whole turn cycle and then Arsenal it, not pitching it, and then you can use it. They're so bad. So let's see what they do. This condition made it impossible to draft a functional trap deck, or be able to make a constructed deck with high density of traps. You simply had too many turn cycles with multiple cards that couldn't defend from hand. They're defensive cards that you can't defend from hand. To date, the only traps that exist are the 3 printed cards in Crucible of War, which have seen very little play. I think that is an understatement. I think that's an understatement. I have had videos on my channel with Az, bless his soul, playing traps, right? But outside of that, he's probably one of the only people. The card type trap has so much flavor attached to it. I agree. And that we made the decision to update the comprehensive rules to remove the baggage holding it back. Going forward, the trap card type is simply a card type label, a property that defines the card as being a trap and therefore makes it interact with other game pieces that care about traps, such as when a trap triggers. So wait, does that mean that you can play from hand now? The original 3 traps from Crucible of War are receiving errata to change what was previously italic reminder text into the functional card text. This means they will continue to function as they always have and remain consistent with what is written on the card. Okay, so the original ones still suck. So basically, the original ones still suck. I do like this. Okay, so it's good and bad, right? It's good because the cards still do what they say they do, which is I think is really important for a physical card game to not have significantly functional errata. It sucks because the cards still suck. So that's the downside, is that they still suck. It's functional text. So let's take a look at it. Tripwire trap can only be played from Arsenal. Pitfall Trap can only be played from Arsenal. These are promos, by the way. You can see the promo down here. So they're probably going to have promos to update these. I don't know who wants... I'll probably get a copy of them just to have. But, okay. So, that means new traps can be played from hand. Which makes, once again, this makes these ones absolute garbage. But, it means these ones could be good. And this is the one I saw. And this card's like nuts. So, these updated trap cards can be distributed at the discretion of stores who receive them. We do expect the original traps to be relevant after the release of Outsiders, along with a few other surprises Riptide has been working on. Okay, you know what? I want them to not suck, right? Like, please surprise me. Show me what you got. Watch your step. Oh, I will. I'll be very careful. Let's take a look at Collapsing Trap. So, we're gonna get a good old manual zoom on this bad boy. So collapsing trap, it's a 0, it's a blue, blocks for 3. That's all right. Legendary Riptide specialization, but it is a majestic. This is a nuts. Look at the art in this thing. When this defends an attack with Go Again, the attacking hero discards their hand and then draws that many -1. This is so good. Like, this is so good. The fact that you can only have one obviously is a big downside because it's a legendary Riptide specialization. But this is a really good card. So it's a defense reaction, right? It has that trap subtype. You can play it from hand or play it from arsenal, you know, like any other defense reaction. But this ability is nuts. So say your opponent is coming in, say your opponent is playing like a Briar or something, and they come in with a Scar for a Scar, you can immediately just play this, and then they have to yeet their whole hand and then draw like less cards, and whatever they draw might be bad or not optimal. This is a really good card. Like, this is very disruptive, very like anti-aggro. As an aggro player, this card disgusts me. Absolutely disgusts me. But I like it. I really like it. So overall, like, I'm very curious how they're gonna make these cards not suck. I think that's the biggest thing. I'm very curious how they're gonna make them not suck. Maybe Riptide has a built-in hero ability. Oh, I do want to show one more thing then, actually, because we saw a bow revealed today as well. So let me pull up the bow. All right, so here's the bow Barbed Castaway that I shared on Twitter. This is going to be in some of the Armory rewards, right? You can see it is a promo here. This is very likely, in my opinion, going to be the token bow for draft. And I say that because of its power level. And the power level, it's a ranger weapon, two-handed bow. Once per turn instant. For a resource, you can put an arrow card from your hand face up into your arsenal. So this is a once per turn instant, very much like the elemental bows have. And then it has a once per turn instant of a resource. You may turn a card you may turn a face down arrow in your arsenal face up. If you do, put an aim counter on it. This looks so resource intensive to me for minimal gain, right? Like, if it was like you put the arrow from your hand face up and then it gets +1, and then you could also do that, then I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. But it's just like a more expensive redliner that you can also pay more resources to put aim counters. So what this tells me is that aim counters have to be really good. Like, aim counters need to be good for this to be good. So I'm really hoping that the aim counters are good. It also makes the Sandscour Great Bow that as revealed much spicier because you just get the aim counter. You don't have to pay extra for it. So I'm interested to see what this is. But like, this plus the traps makes me very interested. Very much hoping that these get some buffs. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm very curious to what your opinions are. I don't have to make that trap video now. Like, literally, I had it like scripted out. I had it all planned out. The thumbnail, it was called "These Cards Suck," and then I had the traps, and I was going to talk about how bad the trap system and mechanic is. And I wanted to do it post Outsiders, so then I could follow up with a video and be like, oh, they fixed it, or oh, they didn't fix it. Turns out they basically fixed it, except for the original ones still suck. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Let me know what you think about all these cards in the comment down below. Did they fix traps? Do traps still suck? I think this new trap is like nuts. Like, this one is like crazy. I think it's so good. So anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for a lot more Outsiders coverage here on Red Zone Rogue. We will have our own preview card. It's a good one. So we'll see you later.